What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Team FISHKNUCKLES YouTube channel. Today, or I guess this week actually, we have a little bit difference going on. We actually have a League Challenge week. If you don't know, the League Challenges are actually pretty relevant in this meta nowadays because they are different between the Cup and Challenges. So what I'm going to try to do is cover as many Cups and Challenges as I can, record them, put them on the YouTube channel, and show a lot more live videos. I'm not sure this is what people want to see. If people want to see this, let me know. This week I'm actually out of town, so regardless, I can't have any videos posted on PTCGO. So this is the best way I could think. Also, this is the Worlds format. This was recorded for the World Championship, so you're going to see a lot of decks that are not actually in rotation right now. But still, I think it's good to see some players playing these decks, show off a little bit of some League Challenge, and hopefully we can get some feedback if we want to see more of these or not. So on the left, we actually have Vlad. On the right, we have Luke. And if you notice right now, we have a Zoroark mirror match. Going to Worlds, I was like, alright, this is probably one of the biggest matches to show off. So let's record this video, let's show it off, and then next week people can watch it and see if this is how it played at Worlds or not. So on the left, we have Vlad, like I said, playing Zoroark, Garbodor, and Luke on the right playing a Zoroark. And I think it's a Magcargo deck. I don't think we actually ever see Magcargo come down. But we see Bridget turn 1 for Luke, getting the 3 Zoras. And on the left, we have Vlad getting that turn 1 Mysterious Treasure, discarding the Latios, whatever. It's not useful in this matchup. Unless you can snipe something late game that has a ton of damage on it, it's really not that good in this matchup. But we will see a Lele using Bridget. Now, this is a situation for Vlad. Like, what does Vlad get here? Does he get 3 Zoras? Well, the question is, does he have 3 Zoras priced? I don't think he actually looks to really see if he has 3 Zoras priced. I did actually see a third one in there. And I'd actually like to see Vlad getting the 4 Zoras out, just because this kind of makes it where if your opponent takes a knockout on a Zora the following turn, then you still have 3 Zoras, right? But if Luke takes a knock on a Zora right now, then Vlad only has 2. But I guess it's kind of up to preference. I imagine Vlad wants multiple Trebuchets so he can get his Garbodor online. But Garbodor's really not that useful to late game. Trash Lunch not that strong to, very, very late game. So I think early game try to go Zora. But to each their own, Vlad is he made it to Worlds this year, so he knows what he's doing. We see Luke put it on his Zoroark GX, again, that turn 2 Zoroark GX. Now, this is the question. Does Luke trade first, or does he play as another supporter card? You see he does have an in. And I think in this situation, you actually trade first, just because this gives you more outs to retreat the Lele. If Luke trades and hits a Guzma, he's able to Guzma up a bench Zora, attach a DCE, and actually take a knockout. Whereas here, he has to find a Flowstone for that Tapu Lele to retreat and actually go for Raida's beating that way. So I think going for trade before going to the end is probably the better way. But once again, maybe Luke plays a bunch of Flowstone and I just don't know about it. But I'd rather have more outs to hit the Flowstone and Guzma than just hitting the Flowstone that we're going to see right here. So both players are going to get 60 cards. The question is, does Luke find a Flowstone? Now, interesting enough, there is a Unit Energy in his hand, so maybe he's playing some kind of interesting Unit Energy tech. Maybe he's somehow attacking with Tapu Lele. We do see a trade, and I don't see a Flowstone in his hand as of right now. We do have an Ultra Ball coming down. Ultra Ball is creating a weakness policy. That's pretty useless. There's no Buzzwole in Vlad's deck. And the second card looks like it's going to be a struggle for Luke. He's kind of deciding what to discard, and we do see in the end being discarded. So it looks like he is going to find another Zoroark GX. He's going to be able to get another trade. The question is, I don't have their deck list, but how many Flowstones does Luke play? This is a very big turn for Luke. If he can knock out one of the Zoras, he puts himself in a commanding lead. He can have multiple Zoroarks the following turn. And he already has 2 trades, and this will limit Vlad to only get 2 Zoras out next turn. Does he find a Flowstone or not? He's looking through his discard pile. Looks like he's trying to decide what to trade. You could probably trade the Tapu Lele. Maybe you could put down the Tapu Lele, and let's see what he decides to do. So he's got a double puzzle here. And I'm actually not the biggest fan of double puzzling here, just because it puts more items in your discard pile, and you're using your puzzles, right? So see a trade, discarding the N. Now, I think he described a Bridget with that double puzzle. So I think for sure you go discard the Bridget, not at the end, unless I'm mistaken. But I definitely don't think you puzzle there. And we see him grabbing the Lele for Guzma, which makes sense. If Vlad gets a Garbodor out, then he can't use the Lele for Wonder Tag. So that makes sense, 100%. So we see a Floodstone going down to the Shrubbish, okay? Let's see what Vlad got here. There's a Choice Band going to the active. Now he's got a Sycamore, Psychic, an Oranguru, and it looks like an N. So he's actually going to end and get rid of that Guzma out of Luke's hand, which could be very, very good. If Vlad can find a DCE, a Zoroark, and a Garbodor, Luke's not able to trade, and he has to find a Floatstone or a Guzma or an Energetic out of the active without trading. This is if he doesn't find a Field Blower, but if he does find a Field Blower, then whatever. I think it's fine ending here. You get to keep your resources. You get the Guzma out of Luke's hand. I think this is a very great play for sure. Making the right call. But Vlad has to find a Zoroark this turn. He's got to find maybe the Garbotoxin guy. So he does have a Garbotoxin in the hand. Okay. But does he have a way to get out a Zoroark? And I don't see a way for that at all right now. We see a DC actually going to the active. And we're probably going to see the Garbodor coming to line. Yeah, there's a Garbodor Trash Lynch coming to line. And we're going to see a Ram for 50. Now on Luke's turn, he's got a billion different things to do. I think the correct play here is just to knock out the Zora and keep the Floatstone and Garbodor. Because right now, Vlad doesn't have any Zoroarks. And you kind of want to put him in that weird situation. He doesn't have a Zoroark, so he's not attacking next turn. And you really don't need to trade here unless you don't have an energy. I see a Team Flare Gun in his hand. Does he have an Ace Rolla maybe? Does he have a Unit Energy? Maybe a DCE? If he has one of those cards, you definitely don't get rid of the Floatstone off the Garbodor, Garbotoxin. And there we see the Field Blower coming down though. Gonna get rid of the Choice Band. Gonna get rid of the Floatstone. Once again, this is another card in Trash Lynch. So we at least know there's 3 in there. There's a trade happening. Alright, so he discards the Floatstone, trades, draws 2 new cards. Is that another Team Flare Gun? Oh, that's Enhanced Hammer, okay. So 1 trade so far. He's got 2 trades left. He's got a Max Potion in hand. He looks like he's got a Delinquent. See another trade. Discarded Counter Catcher. Once again, another item card in the discard pile. You can see Vlad, every time Luke discards an item card, he's keeping up the tally. We see a Perilous City, putting Vlad down to 1, and then going for Delinquent. Or he plays Perilous City, putting Vlad down to 3, then playing Delinquent to put Vlad down to 1 card. So it looks like Luke is actually going for like the, I guess, I'm going to maybe deck you out strategy, which I'm not necessarily a huge fan of. And we see a trade number 3, once again discarding another Trainer card. He already had a DC in hand, so there's really no need to look for anything. So we see a DC and an Oranguru coming down. I'm not a big fan of the Oranguru coming down either, because if Vlad puts down a Perilous City, well, then your Oranguru just gets bumped off. There's no way Luke is going to discard one of his Zoroarks. He's going to discard the Oranguru and Lele. And the Lele in the active spot is taking a knockout no matter what. So I don't think you put down the Oranguru. I definitely don't think you have to trade so many times. And I think this is what happens with somebody's, not just now, but in other games as well. Is people trade just because they have trades. Sometimes you don't need a trade. We saw Luke already have the DCE, which guarantees a knockout on the Zora, so there's really no need to trade there, especially Rescue Stretcher, which is just going to fill this Trash Lunch up later on. So see an Eva Soda from Vlad. Going to find a Zoroark GX. Alright, and does he have a DC or not? Okay, looks like he's going to look through his deck, his discard pile, he's looking at all of his resources. What should Vlad do here? Okay, let's see. He's got some Psychic Energies. Looks like he's got something else. I'm not really sure what else is in Vlad's hand. It's really hard to see right now, unfortunately. I apologize for that. I don't have hand cams like everybody else does. We have pretty much the basic stuff. But look at that nice Ophidian playmat. That is a beautiful double-sided playmat. But I don't think Vlad has a DCE, but he also has a trade that he hasn't done yet. Okay, so going to offer a cut. Let's see. Oh, he actually does have a DC in hand. So he will be able to get attack off. We see a trade. Discarding a Psychic Energy, drawing 2 new cards. A Field Blower and DCE. We see a Stretcher, and the Stretcher will allow him to get a Trubbish and put that on the bench. Just threatening a Garbodor the following turn. And we know there's at least like 5 or 6 item cards in in Luke's discard pile. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Is there 10 item cards in Luke's discard pile? That's what it seems like. Maybe I'm crazy, but I think there's already 10 in the discard pile, which makes it do 200 damage. Let's see if we count with Vlad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Looks like 8 actually. Okay, so 8 cards in Luke's discard pile, if I saw that correctly. Alright, so on to Luke's turn. He's got the Enhanced Tamer. He can discard an Enhanced Tamer off the DC off the active, but once again, he's in that situation where there's going to be 9 item cards in his discard pile, and that's going to start hitting for huge numbers. It'll do 180 with Trash Lunch, so we will see a trade. Discarding an Enhanced Tamer. Once again, is it worth doing this trade? I'm not 100% sure. Now I go discard the Enhanced Tamer, draw 2 new cards, so he's up to 10 now. Or no, 9 right now, okay. We see a treat from the Lele. Gonna send up the Rangaroo, okay. We see a DC going to the active, okay. Let's see what else Luke decided to do here. So discards, so there's 10 in the discard pile. Let's see, another trade. Okay, so he discards the N. I'm fine with the N being discarded, okay. He's got another trade. He's got a max potion as well. So now there's 11 in the discard pile, which means Garbodor is doing 220 damage. And then we see a double puzzle. So now there's 13 in the discard pile. Oh my goodness, that's so much damage that this Trash Lunch could do. So is he a Parallel City Delinquent? I'm gonna put Vlad down to 1 card again. But I think Vlad's at this point, he's like, I really don't care. We see another trade happening, putting 14 item cards. We make sure we count this right. 1, 2, 3. Okay, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I think there's at least 14 training cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14, which means Trash Lunch does 280 damage. Whoa! Alright, so we will see Luke putting 3 item cards back into his deck, but still, that's not going to be enough. This Trash Lunch can knock out a Zoroark GX, it can knock out a Tapu Lele. It is going to go crazy in this next couple turns if Luke does not deal with this. So we see 3 item cards going back into his deck, not making a difference. We see it end coming down from Vlad. You're going to get both players a new hands. Vlad will get 6 and Luke will get 5. So if Vlad can find a DC here and 2 more Pokemon, he actually can. No, is there 3 or 2 on Vlad's bench? If there's 2, he needs 3 more. If there is 3, he needs. Okay, so he needs 2 more Pokemon and a DC to one shot this Rangaroo. So Vlad will get 6. 6 is a lot for the Zoroark deck as well to notate. So we'll see a Trubbish. So this means he's for sure getting a Trash Lunch off the following turn. And he's got a Rangaroo. He does have some trades he could have used first, which I think is what you want to do, is definitely go for trades. He could maybe drop a Lele instead of the Rangaroo. Just try to save his Rangaroos for later on, maybe, if he was going to go that way. We see trade number 2. Discarding the Lele and a Psychic Energy. Once again, he could have maybe put the Lele down now and then have a supporter card for the following turn. Kind of thing. We see a DC going to the active, and we'll see a Riot is beating to 120, and we see a Floatstone come down on the Garbodor as well. Oh my goodness. See, that's why I was kind of waiting for Vlad to put down the Rangaroo, because there's really no need to put it down straight away. He can wait, he can trade, and then make his moves. Then he could use Lele, 1 attack for a supporter card, then put down the Floatstone of Garbotoxin. So on Luke's turn, he's actually going to Mallow here. So Luke better have either okay, first of all, we gotta hope he doesn't have another supporter card, right? That's the first thing. If he doesn't have a supporter card, this is a fine play. If he does have another supporter card, maybe you go for that instead of going for this Mallow. Because right now, Luke cannot trade unless he already has a Field Blower in his hand, which I don't think he does, since it looks like he just put it in that top 2 cards. So we'll see 2 cards go on top of Luke's deck. Does he have a trade or not? That is going to be the big mystery here. But you see Vlad, once again, if you wonder what Vlad is doing, he's counting those item cards to make sure he is not crazy. I still believe there is 15 in the discard pile as of right now. So 2 go on top of Luke's deck, okay. We see a Bridget, maybe. He's already Mallowed. There we see a Delinquent. Vlad can discard the Rangaroo and the Trubbish. Once again, I wish that was a Lele being discarded, not the Rangaroo, but to each their own, that's fine. It looks like we will see maybe a Riot is beating for 100. That really doesn't matter too much. It's not that really big of a difference, because then Luke could just put another Pokemon, take a knockout doing 220, which is fine. That's a good way to do that. I actually think... Okay, no, we're good. Never mind. Alright, so Luke will attack, do 100 damage to this Zoroark GX. Now it's going up to Vlad to... Yeah, up to Vlad. Can he find a Garbodor? If he finds a Garbodor and a Psychic Energy, he will be able to take a knockout here, and putting some huge pressure on Luke. And I see a Psychic Energy, and I see a Delinquent. So we actually see a Delinquent from Vlad, making Luke discard his own Stadium card and discard 3 cards. So he discards a Zoroark GX, he discards an Evosoda, and he discards an Ultra Ball, just adding more cards in the discard pile for this Trash Lynch, which I think regardless it has enough to take a knockout. Looks like he discards a Bridget, Zoroark GX. And what's the third card going to be? It looks like it is going to be... He's debating, and it looks like it is going to be the Ultra Ball. Going to try to save that Max Potion, but that's not going to matter. Vlad's about to retreat, sit at the Trubbish, put a Psychic Energy, Trash Lynch. He is going to be with Trash Lynch for a ton of damage, taking a knockout on that Zoroark GX, and now... You know, Luke has to deal with this Trash Lynch. So we see on Luke's turn, going to draw. We know it's a Field Blower, getting rid of that Floatstone off that. We see a trade, discarding, drawing 2 new cards. He's got to find a DCE and 2 more Pokemon. We see a trade, discarding the Evosoda. We see a Guzma. We see a Slugma. This is not what he wants to see here at all. I think that was a Guzma hands. Yep, Guzma, bring in the Garbodor. Going to send his, it looks like send his Lele. I think you put down the Slugma just so you can evolve into Magcargo next turn. But no, we'll just see a pass onto Vlad's turn. Gonna put down the Perilous City and put Luke actually down to 3, hurting him. So his Zoroark doesn't do any damage. We see a trade number 1. Okay, there's no floats on the active Garbodor. It's stuck in the active with nothing on it. Vlad does have another trade here. Let's see. He's gonna look through his discard pile, which I think no matter what, you do not play your puzzles until after you use all your trades. There's no need to do this if that is what he's trying to do here. So let's see. What is Vlad gonna do here? He's got double puzzle hand, which once again I don't think you play that just yet. Looks like it's a Guzma as well. Alright, so there's a Lele 1 attack, okay. Let's see what Vlad decides to get out of his deck. Looks like he's gonna grab a Bridget, and I don't think he's gonna Bridget here. I think what he's doing is like super thinning out his deck. I think he's grabbing a Bridget, and then he's just gonna trade it away, just so he doesn't draw into if Luke does end up next turn. So there's the second trade. Drawing 2 cards, 1 and 2. Finding another Guzma. He's got an Ultra Ball. He does have double puzzle. Double puzzle will allow him to find a Floatstone and maybe a Guzma if he wants to knock out a Zoroark GX, which I think is the better play, just because you don't want Luke to have trades just in case he does find a Field Blower. But we see a puzzle and Floatstone going to Vlad's hand. Okay. We see a Guzma up on the Zoroark GX. We're going to see a Floatstone going down to the Toxin Garbodor. There we go. And we'll see a Trash Lynch for the knockout again. And now Luke is definitely in trouble. He has to deal with his Garbodor. Sitting up the Lele is the incorrect move. He has to send up the Zoroark GX. He needs to find a way to take a knockout this turn. And does Luke have anything or not? And no, he does not. And Vlad will take round number 1 with his Zoroark Garbodor deck, guys. So there we go. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. There is 5 rounds of this league challenge throughout this week. But guys, hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Leave me feedback if you want to see this game, more games of this or not, later on after this 5 games. But guys, hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Alrighty, bye.